Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a really long time since I posted a video on here, and honestly a lot has changed since I last posted on here, but the biggest and most exciting news is that we are expecting a baby in July. So that was a lot of the reason that I haven't really posted a lot of videos. There's a whole lot of backstory on there that I'm not going to get into because I wanted to kind of try to keep this video a little bit more light and just kind of talk about what has changed in my planner system since I went quiet for a while. But yeah, that is a story for another day, but that is the kind of big personal news that I have going on. Obviously, we've had a lot of things just kind of moving around in our life to just sort of plan for this new addition to the family. And we are really looking forward to July when she joins us. At this point now, I'm just really tired of being pregnant and just really excited to have a baby. So if I sound breathless right now, that is why. Just speaking makes it sound like I'm trying to run a marathon. Anywho, but to get into this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about what my system is right now, what has changed and what has remained the same, and what I'm doing for fun, because I'm also doing some like planning things just for fun with no real purpose behind it. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is this notebook. So this has been my kind of replacement for the monthly notebooks that I was doing for a while there. In the fall, I obviously really got into my monthly notebooks, and I was having a lot of fun setting them up. I did one in the Hobonichi week size, and then it was the Planner Monkey Co. Freely Noted for in the week size for September and October. And then I set up a November notebook, which was a Stalogy cut down to a standard size. And then I ended up not really doing it. And then I made a B6 size for December, also didn't do that. And that was when I kind of realized that they weren't working for me at that time. So I kind of took a break from the monthly notebooks. And for some reason, end of April, I really felt like I wanted to go back to it. And that is when this came. And so this is a personal size traveler's notebook. The cover is from Chic Sparrow. This is in the Coffee House Collection leather hazelnut, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's like a pebbled dark brown. And yeah, so I bought this, and then I bought a Peanuts Planner Co. insert specifically for this setup. And initially, the idea was to put my Hobonichi weeks in here along with all of this. The weeks does technically fit in here, but it does stretch the strings a little bit. So at first I was just tucking it in the back, but then I've actually been really enjoying having my weeks outside of a cover in general. So that has been the new plan, is to just leave it outside of the cover. But to just do a little quick flip of what's going on in this personal TN. So in the front here, I just have some deco. These are various like journaling cards, some Aloe's Creative Corner bookmarks. This little monthly calendar card is from Planner Monkey Co. And then all of these little accessories like this, I got from Etsy. I believe the shop is called like Asian Vintage TN or something like that. But I don't know if it's a he or she, they have a lot of personal size accessories for travelers notebooks, which is really nice. So I got this little folder. Again, I just have some journaling cards in here from Queen City Designs. This, I believe, is from Planner Monkey Co. And then this insert, like I said, is Peanuts Planner Co. So I decorated it with all of this is Planner Monkey Co. This is a couple of die cuts, and these are some vinyl stickers, or not, I don't even know what you call them, vinyls that she had, vinyl decals. And then I have some more stickers in the back here decorating it. And so in the front here, I've just got a sticker that I haven't taken the backing off yet. So I've just got it pinned in here. And so far I did the last week of April, I've done all of May so far in this, and then I will have more room, so I will probably kind of go into June. So I'll add the June card on here, assuming that I'm still in this notebook at that point. So I just kind of decorated the cover here. This is my little like icon that I made in Canva for my account. I clipped together April just so that I didn't have to keep flipping through it, but this is the, I printed this from Pinterest. I did some like quarterly goals in the front here. This is the month of April, and then this was that last week that I planned in here. So I did a weekly view, and then I did some morning thoughts, added in some, again, pictures from Pinterest with some like little deco on them. This was a gratitude list for that week of April, and then I moved into May. So there's not a whole lot going on in here, and I'm not doing as much in here as I was doing with my fall notebook. I had a lot more sections in my fall notebook, but this time I kind of wanted to start simple. And if I want to keep adding sections, I purposely didn't set this notebook up like ahead of time. I'm just doing it week by week so that I can kind of change it up as I feel like it. So here's May. We've got the May month here. I need to cross out Sunday, which I can actually just do that right now because today is Monday. And again, I just printed some pictures from Pinterest as like deco. On this page, I've got books that I'm reading, which I'm literally reading a single book. So this might just be this book, and maybe I'll write a little blurb about it down here. And then I was doing movement as in like any kind of exercise, but I haven't kept up with tracking that very well. We went to the pool on Saturday, but I kind of feel weird going from like the 10th to the whatever that would have been, like the 19th. So I don't know, we'll see. And then for my week week on one page, and then habit tracker and to-do list and cleaning list on this page, I just sort of scribble down like a little highlight from the day, or if I have something coming up, I'll write down like a reminder, like I had to do this thing for the reserves. This day we saw a movie, and then we went to our friend's house afterwards. So I just like write a little bit about each day on there. And then my morning thoughts. Some of these are actually like, they're printed from Pinterest, but they're actually useful. So this was a list of things to stockpile before you have your baby, and I hadn't even thought about doing this. Full disclosure, when I had my son, I just kind of winged everything, and he's 5 now, so it's been a long time. But my husband was deployed, like I was doing everything by myself, so I just sort of was like going in blind. This time, my husband will be home. We are a lot more established now. We're a lot more grown up. So I kind of want to be prepared. So I kind of thought this was a nice, useful list. But I haven't actually done anything with it yet. So I already have some things that I just naturally have stockpiled, but I actually wanted to make an effort to do all of this ahead of time. I crossed out some things that we don't ever need or that we won't need. But otherwise, yeah. Anyway, so then there was the morning thoughts, and then this is gratitude, and then this I decided to add a little next week thing. And my husband is in school right now getting his degree, so he's got assignments due, so I decided to write these down for him so that he doesn't miss anything. I just kind of make sure that he's, you know, on top of his schoolwork. Which sounds like I'm talking about my child, not my husband, but I swear it's like I'm trying to be helpful to him. I'm not like, it's not like he can't do it himself. And then I had like stuff to add to the notebook for next week. And then this was his school assignments for this week. And then we're back into a weekly page. So this was the next week, and then had a habit tracker. Didn't add anything to this to-do list. So clearly I wasn't really using the to-do list this week. And then my cleaning list. And then we had more morning thoughts, and then gratitude. I missed Sunday, and I decided not to go back and like come up with gratitude. I was like, whatever, I clearly didn't get around to it. My husband's schoolwork, and then I was gonna track, because my son starts kindergarten this fall, I was trying to track like writing activities, but we have not really had any success doing that yet. So that is going to remain blank for now. And if we do end up successfully starting some writing activities in the near future, I'll just come back to this page since it's already set up. And then this was last week. So I have my weekly page set up. I've got to-do list, shopping. I did my Hobbit tracker over here, which actually I did the cat litter yesterday, and I definitely drank my water yesterday, and I did not read. Nightly tidy, didn't go for a walk, but I did clean up the whole garage, so I'm gonna count that. And then I did my iron supplements last night. And then we've got the morning thoughts, another just cute little checklist from Pinterest. I decided to do some daily pages, so I wrote a little bit about that. And then this time I decided to add a highlight of the week, which was that when we went to the pool, my son did some like practice swimming, and he actually did really well. And so I was really proud of him, and he was really proud of himself. And then here was the gratitude for last week. And so now this week I decided to do things a little bit differently. So instead of like drawing out my weekly, which is what I've been doing, let me go back to my weekly page. So I have been drawing this out, and honestly, I hate drawing things out. Like I'm not a bullet journal person. I really don't like drawing things out. So I decided to print these inserts and tip them in. And so since this is a personal size TN, I have personal rings. And so I have a ton of inserts that I just have on my computer. So I just decided to print some and tip them in and see how it goes this week. So this is from, actually, I don't think this is even available anymore. I think it's called like Jenica's Printables or something like that. But I don't think that she even has these available anymore. I don't think the shop is open. So yeah, I'm not sure. But I did have some Latua Notes ones. So I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so I have my week over here, and then I did my habit tracker on this side this time. And then I just have some blank space down here. And then we go into the dailies. So I haven't done any planning yet for today. And I've got I wanted to set it up as like a day on 2 pages. So I have the day printed, and then over here, and it's just gonna flip-flop back and forth. So I'll have my grid page on this side, and then tomorrow I'll have my grid page on this side, and so on and so forth. And so what I decided I'm gonna do this time is do a like scribbled out daily in here, and then I can do my morning thoughts and gratitude over on this page, and I have space on this side if I need anything else added on there. So this was just because I kind of felt like I missed dailies, and I wanted to introduce them back in somehow. So we'll see how this goes. This is sort of like an experiment. I will talk about this in a little bit, but I also really want to set up my personal rings to have dailies, and so I might end up not utilizing this moving forward, and I might just stick with personal rings for dailies and continue to use this as more of a journaling and memory keeping notebook. So we'll see. I'm not going to put pressure on myself one way or another. That's why I set this up 1 week at a time. So that for now is all that I have this week. And then the rest of this notebook is currently blank and will remain so until I get through it. So that's how much I've filled out so far. And honestly, that is the majority of this setup. So now the rest of it is mainly just like deco and just for fun. So I've got the other side of this folder insert here. So, and then this is an ultrasound picture of our daughter. And then we've got a little craft folder here. I've got my doctor's appointments printed out. And then I have a wedding photo. This is like a little makeshift thing that I made. It is like absolutely Frankenstein. Do not recommend making one of these, or at least not this way. But this is just a piece of scrapbook paper. I've got a sticky note, little just sticker that I clipped on here with an ollie clip, and then another sticky note here. And then what I did was these are all personal rings inserts. This is a little acetate piece from Catspresso Co. This I made myself. It's a Latua Notes design printed on vellum, and then I laminated it and cut it so it has like a little top tab thing. And then this is a Catspresso clear folder. And so these were all punched for personal rings. So what I did was I tied some string through the rings, or the ring holes, and then I like put it onto one of the strings from the notebook. It is, I don't know, it's not gonna last, but whatever. And then I've got some little paper clips here. This is from a shop on Etsy. I think it's Lane and Alley Boutique. And then this is a Sweet Freckle Designs die cut. This, I believe, is from Lucy Plans Life, but I could be wrong. And then I've got this calendar card, which I cannot remember if this is Sweet Freckle Designs or Planner Monkey Co. I want to say it's Sweet Freckle Designs, but I'm not 100% sure. And then on the back here, I've got my freebie from Planner Monkey Co. I'm not a PR for her anymore, but I do still have a bunch of my freebies, and I absolutely love her shop. So I will keep this in my planner forever just because it makes me really happy. And then this is another personal size, like insert, like folder thing. This is also from that Asian vintage TN shop. I've got some little like task list pieces of paper in there. And then I've got a washi card, and I don't have anything in this zippered pouch, I think. Yeah, that's empty. And then I've got just some random little like printout things from, this was the Paper Test Designs and Hey Planner Girl collab. So I just thought they were cute. And then I have some dated stickers from Planner Monkey Co. because I use those in the personal setup. I've been using them for like the journaling and gratitude pages. So I've just got these tucked in here. And that is the full setup for my personal TN. As you can see, it's like literally a single notebook, and then everything else is just like deco or for fun. So this has been my like fun project notebook, and I actually kept these bookmarks out because I wanted to see if I could section off the notebook with those. So I'm gonna put those in there for now and set that up later if I feel like it. So that's what this is. And then next I wanted to talk about my Hobonichi weeks and what's going on there. This is the Hobonichi weeks that I set up in the fall. I had a video on this of me setting it up, and I actually kind of moved out of it, but I'm still in a Hobonichi week. So I'm in this one now. And I want to talk about the reason. And the reason is purely the cover. It's the milk tea cover. I can't handle it. It's too thick in it. I just don't like that I can't like open my planner properly. It at first didn't bother me that much, but then it just like gradually started getting more and more like unbearable for me, and I just wasn't enjoying it. And so I did end up moving out of it in like, when did I do it? It was sometime late April. Well, here it was. Because I literally was like, I'm just going to keep planning on this until I get a replacement. And so I kept just writing in it so that I'd be able to transfer things over. But I stopped like enjoying planning in it around here when I stopped decorating, because that was when I was like, this is not working. I'm not enjoying this. It's just not fun anymore. So I switched from this one and I set this one up. I love this one so much. This is the champagne gold, and I got it in the spring start. So I decorated the front a little bit differently. Last time I did like a whole, I took like scrapbook paper, and then I had like some paper from Chic Sparrow. I put in some like little pockets and tipped in some acetate. Like I did a lot more. And then I had like this page that I thought looked really cool. I don't know, I just did a lot more like tipping everything in. This time I wanted to keep it a little bit more simple. So I went for like a coffee theme. A bunch of these stickers are from the Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Seattle. I got a like sticker page from them. I have this little card from Top Paper Co., which her shop is no longer Top Paper Co. Now she has like a nail polish shop, which is really cute. But and then I just have like some pictures in here, which I thought were cute. And then again, just more like continuation of the coffee theme. And yeah, and then on the like year on 2 pages, 1 page. I don't even know what you'd call it, year at a glance pages. I actually decided to cover them up this time because I only really care about the current year. I don't need to see ahead, and I really don't need to see behind. So typically they have like 2022 here, 24 there, and then this is all 2023. So this time I decided to cover up with this Planner Monkey Co. sticker flake and just have 2023. And then I did like some little like goals or kind of just general little nice things about what I want to do this year. And then on this page, I wasn't tracking anything before. Let me just grab this. Yeah, I had it blank. There's literally nothing in here. So this time I decided I am gonna do some tracking. So I'm doing step tracking. I'm a little bit behind. It is the 22nd, so I last updated it on the 18th, but it's easy to go back and do this because it's all in my Apple Watch. So I just pull up my watch whenever I have a minute to go back and add in all of my steps for previous days. And I haven't figured out anything to put up here yet, so I'll leave it blank for now. Maybe I'll decorate it or something eventually, but we'll see. And then for the monthlies, I've kept it pretty simple. I did some like decorating, and then I'm just adding on here like appointments and important dates, like my parents' anniversary, birthdays. We had like a kindergarten prep event, things like that. So just kind of keeping it a little more minimal. We'll see if I want to keep it minimal or if I decide to do more moving forward. I have a bunch of appointments coming up in June, but they are a little bit up in the air on how they're going to play out. So I've decided I'm going to hold off on planning ahead in June until I have a little bit more information. So I'm probably going to go more of like a week at a time, just because I don't know what it's going to look like yet. So we'll see. But this is the current week that we're on. And yeah, I have not a whole lot going on in May, just mainly doctor's appointments. And then we move into the weeklies. So I back planned all the way to the beginning of the spring start. So again, I had stopped using this one in like mid-April. But I did go all the way back into the last week of February into the first week of March and sort of transferred all of this over. So this is what it looked like in my old weeks, and this is what it looks like in this week's. And yeah, I just sort of went through and did some back planning. I didn't do too much because it's not like I was actively using it. I mean, all of this was added in after the fact. It wasn't currently planned in here. Or planned in real time, I guess is what I mean. So this was mainly just for my sanity's sake. I like being able to flip through old stuff, and it's nice, like eventually this will be an archive. And so I do want to be able to go back and see what was happening, even if it wasn't actively planned at that time. Like it's not 2-3 years from now, I'm not going to care if I didn't plan this on this exact date. I just want to be able to look back and know what was happening. And so this was last week. I decided to go for something a little more colorful. I've just been feeling like bright colors lately. It's getting to be really nice in springtime here. So the colors and everything just really made me happy because we've had such nice weather. So I wanted to do something a little brighter. And then this week, I haven't planned out yet. I have a bunch of appointments written down on here that I need to make sure get carried over. And I'm not doing any forward planning in here. This is mainly just for the week as I go. And then in the back here, there's not a whole lot going on in the notes pages. I never do much back here. I have a mood tracker and then some self-care ideas. And then I've been doing a little bit of dailies. So I'm not doing them every single day. As you can see, I kind of jumped around a little bit. I went from like April 19th through the 22nd, and then I didn't do any more until May 4th, it looks like. And then I have been pretty good about doing them recently, so they're mainly up to date, but I have to do a little bit of like back planning here because this was the weekend I didn't touch it, but it's not too difficult for me to go back and check my to-do list and see what was on them. because that's all this really is a running to-do list. And again, it's just nice to be able to look back, and that's pretty much it. The rest is all blank, and I will just continue to use these pages as I feel like it. And yeah, that is basically what is going on in the Hobonichi weeks for me right now. It's pretty simple, pretty minimal, and it's mainly just to make sure that I have a place to add my appointments and to write things down. And usually what I'll do is I will, something like this, put it on a sticky note, throw it in here, and then when I have time to sit down and do like a little more in-depth planning, that is when I will go through and add everything in a more permanent way. Okay, and then I wanted to chat a little bit about this personal ring setup that I want to do. Just because this is mainly just of like a, I don't know, I want to chat through this project, but I'm not going to do it right now. I am probably going to film it just because it'll be kind of fun to see how it plays out, but yeah, we'll see. So I have, as I mentioned, been trying to do dailies in this personal TN, but I'm not entirely sure how it's going to play out. And the thing about dailies is sometimes I just want to be able to scribble something down. So like these are the perfect example of what dailies look like to me in rings. And in general, I just sort of want to be able to scribble out like a plan for the day and notes and just like whatever I feel like, but I don't necessarily need it to be like super organized or neat, and it doesn't even need to look consistent. Some days I might do things completely differently than how I did it before. It just sort of depends on what my need is for the day. And so that's where I think rings comes in handy, because you kind of have that flexibility compared to a notebook where you may or may not be a little bit more limited to what the notebook is set up to do. This is my old dailies from last year, and literally you can, it's probably the time of year because I set this up in April and I used it through May and June, and then I think I stopped doing it around July. Yeah, first week of July was when I kind of stopped doing it as much. So maybe this is just a general pattern that I'm going through because we're in the same time of year. But what I want to do is take this little mini happy planner that I got and cut it up and put it in my rings. And so this doesn't start until July. So what I'm thinking is I'm probably not gonna need this all the way through May of next year. Like, I know myself, I'm not gonna be sticking to this that long. So if I take this May and June and just redate it, I can carry these over and then immediately jump into July and August, September, etc., as long as this sticks around. And I can actually enjoy this happy planner because I love this like vibe. And again, this is those bright colors I was talking about. It's just so like, I don't know, it just makes me feel really happy, and it's like exactly what I need right now. It's just like a general kind of good vibes planner. And so I think this will be nice to have on hand. And so these are weeklies, just FYI. So there is also this like theme comes in other sizes, but the mini happy planner is the only size that I think I would probably ever really like. But these are the weeklies. And so I'm thinking I would set this up with using those weeklies as like maybe just a place to scribble things down, maybe some memory keeping, I don't know, play around with it however I feel like it. And then I ordered some Filofax day on 2-page inserts, which should be coming from Amazon in the next couple of days. And then in the meantime, while I wait for those, I can just use these Moterm undated like note page inserts as dailies. And then I also have all of my old inserts from previous setups that I think I will throw in together and make some sort of last second setup. So I think this will be a fun project. Cutting this up is going to be a little bit interesting. It might not turn out perfect because if we take like a personal size, let's take like a single paper out, it's pretty close, but the problem is I want to keep the tabs. So I'm gonna need to go like to the edge over here, at least on the pages that have tabs, which will mean for like this side, it's gonna kind of cut off just a little bit for Sunday, but oh well, it'll be fine. I can survive that, I think, especially considering it's a ring setup, and my ring setups are always a little bit janky. Like, I don't know, I just can't do rings neatly for some reason. So yeah, that is the general idea right now. So I'm probably going to film a separate video doing this, and I will probably just like do a time lapse of the cutting and prepping these inserts. And I'm not even going to cut all of them because, like I said, I only need May, June, and then maybe July. Like, I think maybe if I just do 3 months for now, and then if I continue to use it, I can keep going. But otherwise, I wanted to kind of keep this intact for if I wanted to use any of these for a different setup or something else in the future. Maybe I want to use them to tip into a setup at some point or something. I don't know. But we'll see. I don't know. I think this will be a fun setup regardless. And that's pretty much all of my life updates. I feel like I've done a lot of talking. I didn't go into this, but I can talk about this in another video. This is just a little Commonplace notebook that I set up, inspired by a user on Instagram who was inspired by Megan Rhiannon, whose videos I do love watching on YouTube. And it's really a very simple Commonplace book. There's just a little key at the front. Each color sticker just sort of denotes what topic you're writing about. And I went ahead and made these in Cricut for myself just because I couldn't be bothered to wait for some other stickers to show up. So I just printed those myself. And it's just a nice place to kind of type or write some things out. And I will continue to use this as I feel like it, but for now it just sits on my desk. And then in the back here I just have some sticker release paper that I haven't put anything in yet. And that's it. That's all this setup is. It's very simple. I said I would do a separate video on it, and then I talked about it in like 5 seconds on here. But yeah, I feel like I've been talking super fast for like 1,000 years. I'm sorry if this video is long and hectic, but I haven't done this in a while, clearly. And yeah, so I will be filming some more, getting back into the habit. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.